Is filled with bright lights, colorful decorations, and celebrations with family. But these are not as much fun if you can't see them clearly because your eyes aren't in great shape. So joining us now is ophthalmologist at Retina Consultants of San Diego, Dr. Michael Amar, here to help us out with that. So thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Amar, what is wet age-related macular degeneration? Because that's kind of what we're talking and focusing on today, right? And who does it tend to affect?
So age-related macular degeneration, or as we sometimes call it, AMD, is a medical condition that results in progressive damage to the nerve tissue of the eye, an area we call the retina. More specifically, this damage happens in the part of the retina that's most important for vision, an area we call the macula. Wet AMD is a more advanced form of this condition that can result in significant vision loss, but now more than ever is very treatable if caught early. So I'm partnering with Genentech to help raise awareness for wet AMD and the importance of eye screenings.
All right, well then let's talk about how it's treated or what the treatment options are for this, specifically the wet AMD.
So the condition wet AMD is treated with medicine that is injected into the eye. Now, whenever I tell a patient that or I bring it up, as you can imagine, it can be a little bit scary to hear. But the procedure is completely pain-free and very easy. They do great with it. One treatment in particular that has been working fantastic and that is FDA approved for the treatment of wet AMD is called Vabysmo, and it's an injection that's delivered into the eye and has been shown to both preserve vision and potentially cut down on the number of injections people need over time.
Oh, that's so fascinating, so interesting. Can you give us an example then of some of your patients' maybe symptoms and things that we could be looking out for either ourselves or our loved ones?
Yeah, great question. So one of the frightening things about macular degeneration is early on, the symptoms can sometimes be subtle. Just a mild blurring or distortion of the vision, sometimes some difficulty with night vision. And so anytime there's a change in the vision, I strongly encourage patients to get a dilated eye exam to take a closer look. If it's a more aggressive presentation, it can be severe vision loss, but in the early stages, it can be very subtle. And there's a patient of ours, Skippy, who's an avid golfer, who had these symptoms and thankfully was able to catch it early and was started on eye injections with Vabysmo and now is playing better golf than ever. So I think it just really speaks to the importance of catching these conditions early.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Yeah, he was going to be with us today, so he didn't just give out personal information for no reason. It's just we didn't have connective issues, so or we did have connective issues. So I'm glad you're able to tell us though a little bit about, because I got to see him on screen for just a second, and so now I'm glad to know that he's doing really well. But what should we be looking out for, or our caregivers too, in relation to wet AMD?
Yeah, I think the most important thing that I want to communicate to caregivers and patients alike is just the importance of getting an eye exam if there's any concern. Especially if there's any family history. We know that the two biggest risk factors for AMD are age and genetics or family history. So as those two things are approaching, as we're getting older and into our 60s and 70s in particular, and if there's any family history, just to have a very low threshold to just go get an exam to give you some peace of mind.
Yeah, definitely. So where can we go for more information on all of this, doctor?
Great question. So the best resource is to go to your local eye doctor, who will typically be in the loop and updated on all the recent updates in our field. But online, you can go to the AMD Foundation website, which is macular.org, or if you want to learn more about the medication we spoke about, Vabysmo, you can find more information at vabysmo.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. And again, I'm glad that Skippy's doing well. And everyone out there, if you'd like to see this interview again, you can head to our website, and that's firstcoastliving.net.